Hello friends, it's Tim here from Super Mayhem. Oh! And boy howdy do we have some game hacking action for you today. So in this episode we are going to take on the 1994 classic Sega Genesis / Sega Mega Drive classic Sonic and Knuckles. This direct sequel to Sonic the Hedgehog featured one of the game's most revolutionary features with its lock-on technology, which allowed players to connect the cartridge with Sonic the Hedgehog 3 to create the expanded experience known as Sonic 3 and Knuckles. This innovation unlocked new levels, story elements and character options, making it a must-play for fans of retro gaming. But ignoring all this, I thought we might just try out some fun Game Genie cheats for the game and see what we can do to break it, or just have some fun effects at least. So strap yourself in and hold on to your butts as we dive into the world of Sonic and Knuckles and some Game Genie action. There are actually several versions of this game released around the world, so for the sake of keeping things simple, we're going to play the version Sonic and Knuckles plus Sonic the Hedgehog 3 from the USA region, with the lock-on combination. So let's see what we can do! Starting off with the official Game Genie book, the code AANA-DYA0 sounded pretty sweet by claiming to give an orbital jump for Sonic. And far out did this make Sonic blast off! So at first I wasn't quite sure what was happening, as Sonic decided to fly off the screen when I jumped, but then I kinda got the hang of it. Well, a little bit. If you just tap the button gently, then you would jump normally, but if you give this button more than just a nudge, Sonic breaks the space-time continuum and flies all over the place. This actually broke the first level, as I got stuck up above the boss fight and couldn't go backwards or forwards. So I think we're off to a roaring start, my friends. Next up, I thought we would slow things down a bit with the code AWXT-CA4C, which is a bit more of a classic code for Sonic, where you don't lose rings when you are hit. This was a super fun code to play with. Not only is it impossible to die regardless of how fast you run, but I ended up past the first level with a whopping 18 lives just from collecting my own rings that flew out of me. Finally, those annoying spikes are not there just to annoy you, or something. Next up, I just had to give these two codes a try at the same time. The code AANT-CAG6 allows you to become Supersonic without any Chaos Emeralds, and the code AENT-CAHL came with the awesome effect of only needing one ring to become Supersonic. No Chaos Emeralds or anything else needed. And man, did this one put the blast processing to the test. This was super fun, cruising through that first act and zone like it was no one's business. I did get a bubble after the first act though, which actually stopped me from using the supersonic abilities, which actually threw me off a bit. But then once I lost the bubble, intentionally, I got a bit excited and actually ended up getting a bit too ambitious and getting a game over, in true Mayhem style. Since we can technically play as Knuckles as well, I had to try the two-line code AANT-CAGY plus AAPA-CAB8, which boasted the incredible ability of becoming Super Duper Sonic or Knuckles, plus the code NTPT-CA50, which also adds that rings aren't used at all whilst in Supersonic or Knuckles state. And well, this kinda didn't work very well, and I think it might have been because of my version. So for a start, I couldn't get Knuckles to transform at all, which was a bit of a bummer. But when I used Sonic, well, super duper is the right word for this code. You can fly all around the screen like a madman. All the way to the point where you get somewhere but you don't really know how you got there. Oh, and that ring loss code didn't really work either, as my ring count still continued to go down when I was in super duper mode. It was still super fun though. I can see speedrunners smashing through this game with this code no problems. So personally I think one big step up in this game is the bonus rounds, so let's mess around with them. If we enter the code RHJA-E60L, then the bonus round is always activated after every checkpoint, which is actually pretty cool on its own. But with the addition of the code BXLA-EA5G, then the bonus round is always the slot machine. This actually worked really well. Well, not my first try at the bonus round, where I wasn't really sure what happened to me, but I did get an item. But then I kinda grew to love Knuckles as a character anyway. This guy can fly, hang off cliffs, and has one of the best end of level moves I have ever seen. Talk about some sass. Having the bonus round at every halfway marker is super handy as well, as you just about always are guaranteed to have some kind of item for most of the game. Give this one a go next time you play this game. Anyway, let's move on to some of these non-standard codes and try CA7T-AAE4, which claims to give the black noob Sabot style to Sonic, Knuckles or Tails. And man, this is a weird one. It is like some kind of weird shadow mode for Sonic, like he is in some kind of weird iPad commercial or something. It even affects your lives counter, and certain enemies and spikes, and even your power-up boxes. If you were trying to break the game, then this is probably a good code to try for you. Another weird graphical code is AEEA-AXCW, which made the claim that the screen goes berserk and flashes different colours. So naturally I had to try it out and not have a seizure or something. But man, did it deliver! I think this code almost ruined my day. I don't know who would find this mode enjoyable to play, but it certainly isn't me. I think I lasted about 1 minute into the game before I felt like jumping out of my window. Even now when I'm recording my voice, I still see a flashy Sonic when I close my eyes. I think Sonic broke me. So after having a rest and laying in the fetal position for a while, it was time to end on a more civilized note with the code ZAPT-CRH0, which lets you press down for the debug mode. Those of you familiar with the Sonic series know this is a staple. This mode allows you to place items, move around the screen with ease, spawn enemies, blocks and more. It is kinda like having your own Sonic maker if you will. What a note to finish on. Now I just have to go and see a doctor about my Sonic eye condition. Anyway, that's it for today my friends. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed Destronic Sonic with me, then be sure to smash a like on this video. Subscribe to the Mayhem, check out the blogs and let me know in the comments what your favourite code was or what you would like to see in this game. And with all that said, I'll catch you soon my friends. Sonic away!